Thank you, Dana. This November, you will have a choice at the ballot box about whether Maine should continue with our current utility companies, CMP and Versant, or if those companies will be replaced by a new public utility called Pine Tree Power.
There is a lot of money at stake here, along with the future of how Maine controls its electricity. With that come the political ads. News Center Maine's Jack Moment is here to break it down for us. Hi, Jack.
Hey, Brian and Amanda. Well, there have been several ads floating around and even on our commercial breaks here. And you at home have been sending us questions also about these ads. And when looking at what the supporters for the new nonprofit utility and what those against that utility are saying, it could seem pretty contradictory. And that's why we are working to take one claim at a time here and fact check it. It starts with the opposition to question 3, saying the organizers behind the new nonprofit utility don't actually have a plan to operate if Pine Tree Power is voted through.
And they're not even required to have an operations plan when they take over.
If you've been watching our newscasts lately, you've seen this ad.
Mainers can't afford this costly proposal.
It's paid for by Maine Energy Progress. It's a political organization that's working to keep the power companies, CMP and Versant, in control of most of the state's utilities. Maine Energy Progress is almost fully funded by the owner of Versant. The ads go on to make several claims, saying voters should vote no on question 3 this November. If people vote yes this November, they would be approving a nonprofit publicly owned utility called Pine Tree Power to take over the utility ownership currently held by CMP and Versant.
You wouldn't go to a bank and ask for a loan without a business plan.
Campaign manager for Maine Energy Progress, BJ McAllister, says that Pine Tree Power has no plan prepared if voters put them in charge of utilities this November.
Yeah, the advocates for Pine Tree Power wrote this ballot measure, and if they had a plan, they could have put it in the measure. But what they wrote in the ballot measure is that they did not have to come up with a plan until 18 months after this bill passes.
He points to a subsection in the bill that says Pine Tree Power would submit a plan within 18 months that shows how this new utility would establish lower rates for low-income customers, build chargers for electric vehicles, reduce costs for fiber optic cables in rural areas of the state, and upgrade reliability.
So there is a plan.
Lucy Hawkshirtner is the spokesperson for Our Power, the group working to create Pine Tree Power. She says specific details will be proposed then, but says the overall plan is set in stone.
The day-to-day, on-the-ground operations plan is really very similar with the folks that we know do it best. Our linemen in Maine do a fantastic job.
The advertisement goes on to make several other claims. Secretary of State Shenna Bellows says the closer we get to November, the closer we need to pay attention and do our own research.
So read the proposed law, read the pros and cons, get objective sources of information, and think before you post.
Now, there are still a significant amount of unanswered claims surrounding the advertisements funded by both sides of the issue. There are debates around how much this will cost and what the real climate benefits or consequences this move can bring, but at the end of the day, you watching at home will have to decide what to vote on. Our job here will be to take each of those claims made by those for and against Pine Tree Power and bring you the facts.
Jack Moment live in the studio tonight. Jack, thank you.